President Trump is scheduled to arrive back at the White House in about 4.5 hours after his big Asian trip, and he's promising a big announcement soon, maybe tomorrow. Correspondent Kristin Fisher is at the White House tonight.
It's been an incredible 12 days. I've enjoyed it immensely.
President Trump is in the air and on his way home from the trip he's describing as epic and tremendously successful. The president points to increasing pressure on Pyongyang with stops in Japan and South Korea and improving trade relations with China, Vietnam, and the Philippines.
Very proud of it from a standpoint of security and safety, military, very proud, and trade. You will see numbers that you won't believe over the years.
President Trump says he's returning with $300 billion worth of trade deals for the U.S. So far, the details of those deals have been sparse, but the president's promising to get specific with a major announcement at the White House later this week. He's also returning with what he describes as his greatest accomplishment of the trip, improved relations with his many good friends.
Really extraordinary. We like each other. The incredibly warm welcome and magnificent ceremony. You're a very special man for your gracious hospitality. Thank you for your tremendous hospitality. Thanks, Rick. During my first visit to Vietnam. We've had a great relationship. This has been very successful.
But it's a different kind of relationship that's become the talk of Washington since Mr. Trump has been away. Roy Moore's alleged sexual misconduct with underage girls. It's pitting establishment figures like House Speaker Paul Ryan and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell against former White House strategist Steve Bannon and many in Mr. Trump's base. And now that he's back, he'll likely be asked the same question that his Attorney General was asked today.
Do you believe these young women?
I have no reason to doubt these young women.
With that in mind, if you believe these young women, do you believe Judge Moore should be seated in the Senate if he wins, and would you introduce investigations by the DOJ regarding his actions?
We will evaluate every case as to whether or not it should be investigated.
As for the 3 UCLA basketball players arrested in Beijing for shoplifting just one day before President Trump arrived in the country, well, they are now back on their way to the U.S. after Mr. Trump intervened on their behalf. He says that he had to personally ask President Xi for help, and he did, Brett.
Kristin Fisher live on the North Lawn. Kristin, thank you.